Hello, President Chartrand.
How are you doing? I'm writing like crazy. I'm getting some texts on some of the stuff I've got to announce, and just crazy. Anyways, I'm out in Vernon, BC right now,
Okay.
coming for a funeral today, and then I'm heading home tomorrow, and so I'll be back in Winnipeg tomorrow night. So one of our close affiliates with the Federation, Green Mountain, the president, his name is Wade Atwood. He passed from cancer. And so I'm coming to give respects on behalf of our government.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Our partner. Yeah, we have a partnership with Green Mountain. We've invested a substantial amount of resources on medicinal cannabis, and we see that as a future. And so, but he had a dream and to get it accomplished, and a dream to make a change and bring medicine, a new form of medicine to help those that are, especially Indigenous people, he said, that are suffering with such great horrific chronic illnesses, and he didn't live to see the end result of his company, and so I want to make sure we're here to give our good. I had to leave, even though we have baby Ron in the hospital.
Right.
But I went checked on him before I left, and I spent about 4 hours there. Took him some beads that Gloria had bought, and he really loves beads. And of course, my little grandson there is scrapping. He's a fighter, and he's got a rare syndrome for people that do not know. In fact, everybody talks about Jordan's principle now today. You hear it everywhere. You see it all over the signs and so forth, that First Nations can apply the Jordan's principle for supports on medical issues when it comes to children and so forth, so and families. And so actually baby Ron has the same symptoms as Jordan, First Nation child named Jordan,
Right.
that passed away in the hospital. The only difference is we took baby Ron home, and I still praise my daughter and my son-in-law for taking the chance and raising him. And he's supposed to die before 1, and he passed that landmark decision, and by the doctors were wrong.
Yeah.
Because only Jesus can make that, or God can make that decision, not a doctor. Sometimes the doctors are right, but a lot of times they can be wrong. So then he said, well, you'll never pass 5. And so he passed 5. He's 14 now and fighting a little bit for his life right now. He's at a challenge to breathe, but he's doing very well. I got to give you that. My family stays there, sleeps there, and they took him off the ventilator the other day, and because he's breathing on his own again. And then, he was so excited because they tie him down, right? They can't trust him to rip off the things from his mouth.
Right.
And so he was playing with his beads there. I got a picture yesterday here in Vancouver, and Vernon, and so I was so happy to see it. But they put him back on. His oxygen levels started to go down a little bit too much, and they were worried. So they put him back on, and they're going to try it again tomorrow. And we'll see if everything will turn out well. He's a scrapper. He's been fighting all his life to survive. And as I said, I give big kudos to my daughter and my son-in-law for never finding it a challenge or a task, and they find an honor to serve their baby. So,
Yeah.
again,
We're sending prayers as well.
thank you very much. He'll come out of it. He's a scrapper. Anyways, we've been given, my mom always said, you cherish what you get and you take what you can. And if God gives us a year, 2 years, 10 years, 5 years, then that'll be the decision that God, and give it all you got while you're there. So now we have 14 years, and so we're very happy. So apparently they don't live too past the 20s, but we'll see. And he's a scrapper, and he's ready for any action.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to thank my wife for giving him his special beads, and it's so important. Now, I got some birthday. I'm going to get them past me. Happy birthday is going to Annie Spence-Zastri. He's Spence's mom was celebrating her birthday on Saturday, July 26th. It doesn't say the age. But this is a special one. Happy 100th birthday to Lawrence Monkman.
Oh, wow.
He's the grandfather of Riley Kirchen of the MET program, UPIP, our youth program. We're celebrating his milestone on Monday, July 24th from Lundar. Was a farmer while working a full-time job, father of 10 and many grandchildren. So he played harmonica, spoons, hunted fish, trapped, just typical good old strong Métis man, So he's married to Grace for 15 years prior to her passing, and so he lived on his own until 98. He still retains his memory and his sense of humor. Mr. Campbell, in fact, will be going on my behalf to give him a gift on his birthday. So happy 100th birthday, Lawrence. Everybody send some special wishes out to him, and maybe you could find a good song there, Cowboy, that really, probably there's some fiddle tune will spark.
Sounds good.
Happy 49th birthday is going to Métis musician Jason Lapine.
Happy birthday.
Of course, his dad Gary was playing along in St. Madeleine, and so Jason, happy birthday going out to you on July 25th. So he's 49. The big 5-0 next year, Jason. And then you have to wait 5 more years, early pension or earlier old age pension, I meant, or wait till 65. You know.
Right.
So, happy 71st birthday is going to June Little, Minister of Provincial Education, starting his birthday July 28th. Doesn't say, it's 71. So happy 71. And I really admire my cabinet. A lot of them are in their 70s, and they still work like their 20s, you know, like they're really
They
weekends
do.
and evenings. You ever see them? You'll see them all over night when you're traveling always.
Of course,
And
yeah.
they're always going full workload. No stopping no matter their age. Happy 70th birthday is going to Judy Brown Porter from Little Muddy Waters, all the way in Winnipegosis, Manitoba. So, but happy birthday goes to Judy and the Porter family, Brown family. Of course, that's Francis' relatives, the Browns, to her father, Gaspar Flett, who passed some time ago, but that's her family connection there. But also, happy birthday going to a very, very special man who listens to your show, is a big fan of you, Naomi.
Oh.
And that's Al Spence. You know, he's my brother-in-law, married to my sister Rita.
Uh-huh.
And my older brother Albert said one time to Al, you know what, Al? You should get a medal or an award. Oh, he said, for what? Because Al was actually a damn good hockey player.
Uh-huh.
And he said, you should get a medal or an award. He said, for what? He said, for staying with my sister and being married to her that long. And my sister's listening, and she knows what my brother said, Albert. You can't talk smart to that. My older brother was the boss. Anyway, so
Happy
I also
birthday.
want to say a special hi going out to all the way to Miami, Florida. I want to send a special hi and a big hug from me and Gloria to Zena and Hassan and to Prince Kyan. And I'm the godfather of Prince Kyan, and me and Gloria were there to take on the honor of the responsibility we both have now as responsible for Prince Kyan. And but I spoke about Hassan on our show before. Hassan actually is a very, very, very intelligent man, and he's very key on using AI as a tool for safety and protection and saving lives. So you heard me talk on this on the show. We're invested in the company. We're finalizing our term sheet. And AI, what it does, I spoke to when I was at the gathering at the museum here, I spoke to the chairman or the president or CEO, whatever their title is, at the Indian Rights Museum. I said, you guys have cameras everywhere. And this program that is being announced and utilized everywhere in the United States right now and really spreading like wildfire, you should put that in your cameras here. And it doesn't take you, put new cameras, it doesn't cost you a penny to put new cameras. All it does is connect to your camera system. But it does tell you if somebody walks in with a weapon. If you walk in with a gun, they'll tell you what type, where the person is, is it an automatic? It'll also tell you if you walk in with a large knife, weapon. It'll pick it up and it'll go immediately, instantly to the police. Not 911. You don't have to dial 911 or panic and figure out how you can get the message to the police. It immediately goes to the police or to your security, whatever you choose. And so, but it really sets the stage. It is a remarkable creativity of the IT world. And for our side of the Federation, we see this as a very strong potential for us to make a lot of money for our people. And then with that money, we can create more programs and more support. So good again from me and Gloria to little Prince Kyan, just born a few days ago. And from Zena and Hassan, our big hugs to you out there. Now, let's talk about other events that are taking place. Of course, St. Madeleine was it's a very big success.
Right.
One that I'm so proud of. I had to leave. I understand a couple of people got upset. I left, and that's okay. You can never please everybody. There was 1,000 people there, so
No, and you can't be everywhere all at the same
and
time.
I had to rush back for my grandson.
Right.
And some people were upset that I left. I should have stayed and closed off the speech and et cetera, et cetera. But I can't please everybody, and it doesn't matter anyway. If they're not happy, so be it. I got a job to do, and I also have a responsibility to my family. Anyways, I had to rush back to Winnipeg, as you all know, for Baby Ron. And but however, St. Madeleine, I want to thank all the people that go out of their way. Started with Joe Venn, who actually had a dream of gathering the people to honor, Saint Madeleine and the horror and the hardships and just all the devastation that they had to receive in 1938, I believe it happened, when they burnt it all down, and it's sad, how can that happen? Like, and I always ask people to fathom and think about it, and I really think, I forgot her name now, Higgins, she works at Global now, she used to work at APTN.
Oh, Melissa Ridgen?
What's her name?
Melissa Ridgen?
Yes, I want to thank her for being there and covering the story. And she said she'd never heard of it. And I said, this is not commonly known, this story, that this is not the 1800s I'm talking. I'm talking 1930, 1940. Well, in fact, Rosalie Bushy was there. I was 2 years old when that happened. And so she was at the function, at the gathering of all the great music and talent and fun and laughter and games and all that. So, but she remembers growing up as a child and hearing what happened to them. And her memory is not that at 2 years old you can't have too much of a memory, but you definitely know the hardships that came after that.
That's right.
And so, but it was the Bushy family is very proud people, and so is the Venns and all the rest that come from there, the Flurries and Smiths and on and on and on. And I want to thank all the volunteers, the Smith family, the Venns, Debbie, Chris, Carl, I believe, Annette, Amy, Derlich, I think I'm saying it right, and on and on and on. And our team at the Federation, they were extremely hard-working. We had, it got so big now. It is so big that we'll sit down with the local, I think, in a more context of running something of this magnitude now is so big. And I'm very proud it's big. And I think the Federation is going to have to play a bigger role in the organization of it, because when you have maybe 10 different games going on, people signing up, confusion, all the rest of it that takes place, and then making sure the music's in line, everything's in sequence. There's a ton of work there. And there was supposed to be 4 venues of food that was supposed to come and sell. Only one showed up in the local. And so we didn't cook. My wife usually cooks there for the elders, and I give her kudos and all the team that helps her. She this year she had to stay home because my mother-in-law got an operation. And by the way, for all those worrying about my mother-in-law, I reported it on the show last time. She's doing very well, healing very quickly. She hasn't got all the results back from the operation, what it means regarding cancer and so forth. So she hasn't gotten all that detail back, but I assure you she's getting better and better every day and getting stronger every day. So kudos to her. And let's not forget, like, people like her, look at going back, Janice Yakachuk. I remember when I was making a speech at her communities in Cranberry, I wasn't with Glorying yet, so I was making a speech about housing, and the Minister of Housing, she was on a microphone like a fascist Whitkin thing, demanding and fighting for housing for Cranberry, and she was the chair of the local for many, many months. And, that fight still happens, and I'm still upset at Cranberry, not the people. I'm talking about the Reeve and the municipality that prevents us from building houses there. It is unbelievable. They want us to build houses. They allow us if I build them in a bush. But if I build them in some of the pristine areas, they have a problem with it. They say it's a green space, But everybody else built there before, and there's so much green space there available, it really doesn't take away. But I hope one day the Reeve and others in the council will really rethink their position, because I know for housing, if you look at even my mother-in-law's house, and who was probably in the local for 20 years fighting for our Métis rights and Métis housing, her house that she was renting collapsed. The roof caved in. So that's the kind of houses they're living in. And yet they don't let us build houses. So, that's got to somehow, our province has got to step in, overrule them, and start saying, look, this is ridiculous. People need housing, and we can't be stopping the opportunities especially when MMF's not asking the municipality 1 cent. We're bringing our own money, and we're going to build these houses for seniors and families. So, again, I will never give up on that. You know me. I'll get my way eventually. I'll fight hard until I get there. Now,
I believe that, yeah.
I got an update on the youth camp. We won't open in August as we plan August, second week of August. We have to go through our permits with the city at the town in the Swan River. They call it a town, not a city. And but as you know, I reported on our show, there was some true racism and bigotry that was happening there. And actually, I think Dustin Panson, one of our key guys on operations of this nature, I think, went to the police and filed a complaint because this guy threatened the children if they go into his yard by the mountain.
Wow.
But he's a kilometer away. But he says the children, if I hear the children, and he said that's the one who said there'll be nothing but sex and drinking and drugs. This is the type of attitude they have, and it's unfortunate they still exist, people like him.
Right.
So, but he threatened if, don't blame me if something happens if they come in my yard, he said. So that's a threat. And sure as hell not going to let it slide. He's a racist. I don't give a shit. Oh, pardon my language. I shouldn't, but just my emotions take over now.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody attacks our people, attacks our children and our families, and he tries to make them look like we're a bunch of drunks and drug addicts and, sex fiends, It is sad that there's still people out there like him. So I apologize for the word S-H-I-T, in case you have children listening. Your president sometimes forgets his emotions and takes over him. But he's lucky I wasn't at that meeting. I tell you, I would have been freaking at that meeting with him. I don't know what would have happened, but something would have happened. I assure you that, if you had attacked our people openly like that. So, anyways, we are building the camp. It will be ready end of August, so now we lost the summer. Now we're thinking about a weekend camp. I'm going to reach out to the regions for throughout the fall. The winter, we're going to close it down this year. But we're thinking of a weekend camp for the kids. There's going to be a lot of festivities, a lot of learning about culture, a lot of learning about the bush, and learning about just your culture and your very essence of who you are. But at the same time, learning about nature, natural resources. So we're going to look at if there's a possibility we can have it on the weekends, just for the kids, because you can't take them out of school.
Yeah.
And in the future, I think we should look at partnering with the school. Maybe the school let them go for a week and let them. That's part of a class session.
Oh.
So we'll look at that. But I also got some good news. Another passageway for our youth.
Uh-huh.
We're just in the midst of closing a deal with another youth camp we're buying. This one is already standing, and we have to, of course, do some upkeep to the buildings and upkeep to the area. And there's swimming pool. There's all type of stuff in this particular camp, and it's in the south. So we'll have one in central north, and we'll have one in the south. So we definitely can handle a lot of kids coming next year. So next year will be full speed ahead. And I encourage our families to make sure you get your kids out there, put their names in there, pick up the phone, phone the region and say, I want my kid there next year. Don't forget, too, we talk about youth camps and people signing up. We also have our golf courses. We bought the St. Laurent, and we'll finish it. The greens look meticulous. The fairways are sharp. The water system we put in, of course, costs quite a bit, but we're going to have one hell of a fancy-looking golf course. Now we're planning on extending it 3 more holes to 12, and I think we'll be the first or second or third in Canada of a 12-hole golf course. It is a trend that's going throughout the United States, and so we're looking at that. But not only is that the big announcement, where that's coming up very soon for the ribbon cutting, but we're also our RVs. Campsite.
The RV campsite.
Yes, that's nearly done, and I want to thank, of course, all the Métis working out there, the construction company. Vern's son is out there, and Coutous, and they're doing an excellent job. So I want to thank them for the work. But that RV camp will be ready, and we have water and sewer direct hookup. You don't have to worry about a tank. You don't have to worry about. You're directly hooked up to water and sewer, and you're going to have, and they're large lots. So you could release them out for years, and then in the future you don't have to worry about actually your camp. You leave it there, and you get your money back for the first year you invest when you sell.
Oh.
You can't sell the land, you don't own it, but you can lease it, and you can stay out there, leave your RV there. So if you have RV, you can leave it there, and you want to go out for the weekend, go golfing. There's going to be, of course, there's a big clubhouse. That's there with the restaurant and everything. Then we have a pro shop. So all these things are taking place as we speak now, and there's so much action taking place across our beautiful province. And the MMF is, I tell you, making mountains move right now. So we haven't announced a lot of stuff we're still doing right now. And South Creek Apartment, again, for people listening, construction is underway. They're already building the parking lot underneath. Getting that ready, and they're going to start to formulate up, I think, 6 stories, 7 stories up. And then we'll have 49 apartments, plus retail and office space on second and first floor. So it is a big one. So get prepared.
Kidding.
Get your name in there. I know you were happy, Naomi, that when you got your name in somewhere.
I did,
Yes, so it's good to know. Now, also, Richard and I want to thank him for, he was out to North American District Games. We had 125 Red River Métis athletes, and we scored a lot of gold.
That's awesome.
They're great. The Manitoba baseball team won gold. I want to kudos to all First Nation Métis that were entered in this representing our beautiful province of Manitoba. And then I think today there's volleyball.
Oh, they had some terrible weather, so I'm not sure what's happened. Some things had to be canceled, so yeah.
Wow, because I know they have softball for females today and female basketball, male volleyball. That's happening today for I think they're going for the gold medal. So
yeah.
So Manitoba is again competing in that level. So don't forget also we have. Sorry to hear that. I hope everybody's safe out in Halifax, and I know parents will be worried. You better check with probably while you're listening. Maybe check the what's taking place in Halifax. So no parents are worried about our discussion, Naomi and I. If there's a storm, I know sometimes these storms are quite wicked now. Climate change is really scaring the hell out of I think our country and the world. And so let's make sure we'll find out what kind of weather is taking place out there, so our parents are not worried out here or relatives.
It's 21 right now and raining, so I just think they got a lot of rain in a really short amount of time. That kind of made it a little messy.
Well, good. That's good. It's not a tornado. It's not a hurricane.
No.
And, so that's great. So, again, you're right. I seen some, I think, in the new CBC News I read every morning, there was water, quite a large amount of water gathering in the city or something of that nature.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't forget Manitoba House Fiddle Youth Camps coming up July 31st to August 4th. Instructors Michael Mosan and Kathleen Baker. And then so get over to the Northwest Métis Regional Council if you want to get your kid into a Fiddle Youth Camp that's taking place. And that'll be quite, I think, a great opportunity. There's so much great fiddles today. I'm so proud of our young fiddlers. I tell you, they are
awesome.
Oh, they're so good. Northwest Métis Regional Council is coming up August 12th. That starts August 12th. So I'm looking forward to that. And again, it's great to be part of. Now I got something else on Thursday in Duck Bay. I will be in Duck Bay. I want to thank my sister Rita. She's going to be cooking along with Al and others, helping out for the church. They're having a Jesus Heals. They're bringing in actually quite a large delegation. Father Napoleon is bringing in quite a large delegation of different priests, different leaders from across different parts of the province. Country of the prairies. I think most of them are coming from the prairies. But there'll be different levels of different dignitaries that will be coming to visit the community of Duck Bay. So we'll be there to support Father Napoleon. I know we're losing him next year. He's going back to India. And so he's great. They love him in Duck Bay. He visits everybody, talks to everybody, tries to help everybody. So, and let's not forget the Swan River local parade taking place on Friday. We're trying to take out a river cart, not the winter drive. We went back and have it in the back of a flat trailer just to support the local. The local tries so hard. And Bernice and my brother's, of course, ex-wife now because he passed this world. He's still his wife. He'll always be married to her. Yeah. She's married to him forever, and she visits the grave nearly every day. So actually, is really, really in love with my brother. So they love each other. So, but anyways, their local is having the parade. They're participating in the parade. So I look forward to that and supporting them on that. So we're going to have a busy time out there. We have baptism on Saturday. That's taking place, and that's for Lauren and Kendall. They're having Baby Rita. They named it Baby Rita after my sister. They're having baptism on Saturday. So we're going to have to go to that on Saturday. Thursday, we have Jesus Heals. And there's dinner at 7 o'clock. So you're going to come, phone Father Napoleon. They're cooking for 100 people right now. So if you're coming, just make sure, double check, maybe phone, to make sure your name's on there, how much people are coming in your car, and how much is coming to this event. It's a big event. And so I want to thank my sister and the family, of course. My wife that was helping out to make sure that this is a success. So, again, I want to say to our citizens and people in St. Madeleine, thank you so much for what you did and what you continue to do in St. Madeleine. As I indicated in my speech, I'm in dialogue with the Premier right now. We're in discussions. I will also raise this with Wap Canoe. I'm in dialogue with Premier Heather Stephenson on the possibility of transferring this before the government comes to rest this session, meaning their term election is coming October, I believe, 3rd. And so I think they can't make decisions after about a month, I think, prior. And so I'm trying to push the Premier to get this decision publicly made that the land will be at least 1,000 acres will be turned back to our Métis families, and we can start to truly plan St. Madeleine. And always remember now we never have to worry about anybody telling us whether we can bury our loved ones in the graveyard. So condolences, there's several of them. One is going to Pete Beauchamp and the family from Briggs Firth on their son Robert John Beauchamp. And of course, the Beauchamp family is well known in Spur. That's kind of their town. It's a tiny little village, but they've been all over the place, always doing things, and big men at the same time, big men. So Pete and the family, everybody, our condolences go to their family. Also condolences to Métis veteran Brian Sear. Brian used to work for us, and he lost his wife. His was gone for a new home, and Brian retired from MMF. He used to work for the Provincial Recruitment Department, also worked for Canadian Forces. He was recruited for Canadian Forces, and he worked for Sergeant Tony Prince Cadet Corps. He actually worked with us in helping us with the veterans program we worked on here for so many years. So, again, with that being said, I will say goodbye, and my wife is showing off her garden this morning, and I do apologize again as a leader. I was trying to get the green boxes out as fast as I can this year. We've had some challenges, but they'll build them through the winter. We are going to have the green boxes. We're not straying from that commitment to our people.
Right.
I think some have been made, but not enough to, like, we have hundreds and hundreds of people asking for them. So we got to build at least 1,000 or so of these green boxes for growing, garden boxes. And they're beautiful, and they do perform. We bought ours about 5 years ago, and Laura's been growing in the backyard fresh vegetables every year.
Nice.
We have I had what's that thing called she feeds me now? It's a plant. She fries it up. It's one of the power foods anyway. If she's listening, I'll test her now. If she's listening, she'll text me right now what the name of that plant is, and I'll know she's listening. So, but anyways, our tomatoes are looking really sharp, and so is our cucumbers, and so I hope people will see the benefit of having their own garden boxes once we get them out there. We're going to get our people to sign a lease for 10 years, because these are treated nice, and I want to make sure that everybody make sure that they know that they can plant for their parents, and they can plant. There she is. She is listening. Swiss chard. That's a good tester. I'll have to remember that every show now. I'll have to see if she's listening. I'll test her. Say, go ahead and text me. Tell me this. Anyways, but again, Swiss chard is one of the famous 100 they're power foods, power plants.
Yep.
But again, going back to the garden boxes, we will have them out. We'll have them ready. And then we're also, construction will start. We already started tearing the buildings down on Edison. We're building 12 to 14 apartments there for aging out children and child and family. Because as I said on our show, one of the things that we're very proud of is we keep our children. We don't throw them out at 18. If their family's broken, then we still keep them and still work with them, I think, till the age of 25. So they could stay in these apartments, and then from there we help them get jobs, go to school, and just stabilize their future. So that construction will start right away. We're already tearing down the buildings. We got the permit, and I think the mayor, he called me yesterday. In fact, we had a good discussion yesterday about their meeting with the Prime Minister. They're requesting a meeting with the Prime Minister, and they're talking about Indigenous files, and they definitely want to show respect to my government by saying, look, we need to talk to you first before we start talking to anybody about you. So great, by the way, Mayor. And so with that being said, I'll talk to you guys next Saturday. Thanks for finding me again, Cowboy. And it's always good to know that I don't know. I don't care where I go. Cowboy will find me anyway.
Yeah, he will.
Okay, you guys take care, everybody, and take care to all the people back home. I'll be home Sunday.
Okay, you take care. Safe travels.
Yeah, safe
Bye-bye.
travels.
Bye.